So today Netflix got cancelled for basically promoting a very, very inappropriate film. No, not that kind of inappropriate. I'm talking about socially unacceptable inappropriate. Very, very socially unacceptable inappropriate. So this all started around 2 weeks ago when they were cancelled. Not exactly cancelled. There was just a huge outrage on Twitter. It wasn't as big as this. It died pretty quickly. Why? Why do you think they're cancelled? Why do you think they would cancel Netflix for this? Well, if you just read the original description, the original synopsis of this, it says Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew, hoping to join them. She starts exploring her femininity, defying her family's traditions. In my opinion, this is the catalyst of what started this insane, cancel party or whatever you call it. And then there's this really weird, really, I guess you could say, messed up trailer. They also have it on Netflix and they have it on YouTube. You can just check it out by yourself. But this ended pretty quickly, in my opinion. People just kind of forgot it. It became a meme, but then it just kind of died down in terms of hating Netflix and what they're doing. But then the movie got released. It actually got released. They didn't cancel it. I mean, that is why this all started again. Now keep in mind, this is not American Netflix. This is not the main place in where Netflix they does their decisions and all that. This is mainly in France. This is a French movie, so in my opinion, I guess you should blame it on the French branch of Netflix. I mean, because it's obviously a French movie. Now I think I take back the most decisions thing, because this synopsis clearly shows that it must have been written by some French dude who thought he knew English, but in reality he probably didn't. This is just my guess, so I'm not sure if this is true or not, but that's where my bets will go, because if this was like some English movie, I swear this probably wouldn't have happened. But still, I mean, everybody has a responsibility as a company to not make these things happen. I mean, why would you do this in the first place? What is wrong with you people? Now for me, the trailer wasn't that big of a deal, but when I saw what people were saying about the movie and the descriptions of what happened in the movie, I was like, what in the world is this? This isn't some sort of mistake. This is what they intended to do. They intended to do this, but then I think they had some sort of message and they messed up big time on that. Why? I don't know why they would make a message like this. Okay, it's a good message, but put it in a way that everybody thinks it's absolutely terrible. I don't know why would you put it in this sort of acting, in this sort of way, in these sort of events, and allowing these people to do such kind of things. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the descriptions in this movie. People have given descriptions on this. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to read one because I really don't want to read all of the rest. You can just, pause the video and just see by yourself. So the first one is, a little girl watches a female rap music video where a naked woman roleplay through the dance. This is just the starter pack. This is just a starter pack. There's a lot of other descriptions where they tell you a lot more about the movie. Now, I think some of this might be just much of an exaggeration, but it doesn't even matter. It just adds more insult to injury because this is already a disaster from the beginning. What is even insane is that the movie won an award. It won an award. And from what I just saw, their stock is crashing as well. And also, over 600,000 people have signed a change petition pledging to cancel their Netflix subscriptions. So this means if each signee had an account and cancelled at $12.99 a month, this would be $7.8 million that Netflix has lost. That is $93 million a year. But I wouldn't go as far as to, cancel my subscription just because of this. I'm not going to do that. But I see what people are doing. They're trying to boycott Netflix. They're trying to send a message. They're trying to show them their power, what democracy can do, That's why if this was in America, this probably would have never happened. And I think Netflix and their shows in general just tries to relate to the people in 2020, the new generation. They want to make everything relatable, and I don't think this is a good idea to blame Netflix as a whole for this, because they're not. This is not all of them. They're so big. This company is so big. And I think why this happened, and I think how this happened was, I guess, the pitch. When people pitch an idea to somebody, they might think, hey, this is a pretty good idea. But when you start making the film, when you start adding specific parts that might be very, very weird, that might be very, very inappropriate, that's where the main people, which my strong guess would be the people over at the US or other people that are not from France, they might not know anything about it until it's released. By the way, released as in, almost done, almost finished. And also, if I was in France, I would have probably canceled my subscription right away. Yeah, if I was in France, I think it'd be a much better choice to just cancel my subscription. Or if I was in New York, France, like somewhere in Spain or something. And here's my hot take. In my opinion, I think Netflix should not cancel this movie or should not take this movie out. And before you dislike or get out of this video, please hear me out. Just hear me out. The reason reason I want this to stay up is because I want people who don't know about this, who don't know about the situation, to find this out on Netflix, or the people who think this is too much, this is so much of an exaggeration as much as I thought it would be. Then I want them to see this video or see this movie and show them that this is terrible, this is a terrible movie, and this should never happen afterwards. Now, my father is proof that this actually works. My father never knew about this. He never knew about cuties or anything. He didn't see this in the news so far from what he told me. He stumbled upon this on Netflix. He was just trying to find a good movie for my brother, but then the thing is, it was 18 plus and he didn't see it. But then when he saw the movie, he always checks the movies for my brother, and he saw that this movie was messed up. He was pissed as hell. And of course, I could have told my father about this. I'm not the only person in the world. There are so many other families out there who don't really know, or people who don't really care, or don't want to tell their parents or anybody about this, and they would just stumble upon this and they would say, hey, this is terrible. Also, this is really good for the people who, you know, after 3 or 4 years, probably a decade, if this thing even is still there, they might have not heard about this a few years back, and now they know because it's still there on Netflix. Or maybe if this gets taken down probably a year after, there's so many saved copies, and you know, pirated sites also have saved copies of this movie as well. And also, you know, seeing these people in movies, looking at their faces more and more often, of course, reminds them that, hey, these people are actors, and let's probably see who they are. Maybe they might have an ongoing case of something. Maybe they might be a victim of something, and who knows, we might save them, or, you know, help them solve something which they really, really needed to solve. You know, just by seeing these people's faces more often, by being able to have more access into seeing these people act in such a way, the way they act, it might be, you know, more, they might pity them more, and they might help them into solving something that, you know, they needed to solve. Who knows if they're a victim of, you know, abuse or anything. It might go either way, but I mean, I might be wrong, you know, these people might not be a victim or anything, or, you know, this might be all of their choice, or it might spark a different thing instead of pitying them. Who knows, people might demonize them. For this specific point, I'm not too sure, but the other ones I'm more sure about. So yeah, this is about the end of the video. I hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe or like if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, or, you know, could follow me on Twitter if you want to contact me. Link is in the description. So yeah, that's about it. See you guys.